Hello again, everyone. I'm Jeff Reid, the Shipyard Foreman for the Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum, and I'm here under the Winnie Estelle stern today to tell you a little about what's going on. We have an engine install happening, so we need to be looking at the propeller placement, the rudder shaft placement, and additionally we have on the ground here, there's a fitting that will be supporting the rudder. That's being contracted out by Christian Benefiel, and later on we'll be showing some of his work in stainless steel. And so now we're here inside the engine room of Winnie Estelle, where we have just recently dry run the engine brackets of stainless steel and attached them to the side of the keel. In placing the engine, we need to know where the forward end of the shaft it will be located, and that's why we were looking at the aft end of the shaft where the propeller is located. Now that that's been established, we can bring the engine to the shaft itself. So there's a process of raising and lowering and aligning from port to starboard so that the flange on the engine and the flange on the propeller shaft mate together. And this whole assembly will be coming out of the boat once more before its final welding and then final installation. And now we're up on the deck of Winnie Estelle, where you can see the main hold. The bulwarks have been removed entirely, as well as the covering board, so we can see the top ends of the framing as well as the very outboard ends of the deck beams. This work will begin early fall and go on through the winter, where we'll be replacing the bulwarks with a style that was originally on the boat in 1968. We actually have a photograph of that we're going to follow as far as what's going to be replaced. We will be able to use these beautiful bronze stanchions laying here on the deck and incorporate that into the lifelines. On the aft deck, you can see there is some planking that needs to be done around the wheelhouse that will fill in, and next we'll be taking you up on top of the wheelhouse to show you what's going on. And now we're on top of the wheelhouse of Winnie Estelle. Up high in the tent, I'd like to show you the new overlay that we put on, 3/8 inch of plywood after repairing any patches that needed upgrading. And we've put a layer of Dynel over the top of the plywood, which is great for maintenance and impact resistance. So you can see the Dynel itself that hasn't been painted yet. And it's a great material that is a fabric. It's an acrylic fabric that we epoxy down and then paint right over. There's a bit of trim going on to bury the edges of the Dynel, and we were able to steam bend some cedar trim work around the circular forward end of the wheelhouse. So that was a fun job for the shipwrights. Unfortunately, we won't be able to invite you up to the top of the wheelhouse, but there's a lot going on Winnie Estelle. We're working on many parts of the boat, different locations, and hope to have the boat chartering this next spring. And we are happy to have you here to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much.